Last night, I found something I wrote when I was 16. It was a note I had tucked away, forgotten for years. As I read it, my heart sank. It said, "If you don't make it by 18, your life is over." I wrote that. I believed that. And it shattered me to think about how much pressure I put on myself back then. I wish I could go back in time, grab that kid by the shoulders and tell him, "You're wrong. Your life isn't over at 18, it's just beginning." If you're 13, 16, or 18 years old right now, I need you to hear this. This video isn't about success or failure, it's about life. So put on your headphones because what I'm about to say is for you. When I was 16, I thought I had it all figured out. I had a plan, a dream, and the drive to make it happen. I believed those years were my peak, the most important time of my life. But let me tell you something they don't teach you in school. Your teenage years aren't your peak, they're your preparation that I learned that the hard way. I spent years chasing a dream, sacrificing everything for it, only to realize that life doesn't always go the way you expect. But here's the thing, that's not a bad thing. Today, I'm 25, and my life looks nothing like what I imagined at 16. And you know what? I'm happier than I ever thought I could be. Because I've learned some lessons along the way, lessons I wish someone had told me when I was your age. Let's talk about the pressure we put on ourselves as teenagers. When I was 16, I was obsessed with becoming a professional basketball player. I trained relentlessly, early mornings, late nights, freezing winters. While my friends were out having fun, I was on the court, practicing the same shot for the 5,000th time that I told myself, this is what it takes to be great. This is what it takes to make it. But here's the truth no one told me, not everyone's path is the same. That I gave up so much, parties, family events, time with friends, because I thought success meant sacrificing everything. But when I finally got my chance, when I tried out for the team I dreamed of playing for, the coach looked me in the eye and said, "Kid, you're 5 feet 7 inches. We're looking for someone taller than that." In that moment, everything came crashing down. Years of hard work, thousands of hours of practice, all dismissed in a single sentence. I felt like a failure, but here's what I didn't understand back then. Failing at one thing doesn't make you a failure. It just means that wasn't your path. After that rejection, I disappeared. I locked myself in my room for months, gaming for 18 hours a day. Minecraft, CS, Go. Those games became my escape. In the virtual world, I could be anyone I wanted to be. There was no height requirement, no failure, no rejection, but life doesn't stop just because you're hiding from it. One Thursday, everything changed. My dad had a heart attack, completely out of the blue. I was in the middle of a CS, Go tournament when my mom called. Twice. 3 times. I ignored her. I was too focused on the game. When I finally picked up, it was too late. The doctor told me, if you'd come just 1 hour earlier, you might have been able to say goodbye. That moment broke me. I realized how much I'd lost, not just my dad, but all the time I'd spent chasing the wrong things. At 16, missing a party feels like the end of the world. At 18, not making the team feels like the end of the world. But at 25, you realize those weren't the end, they were just the beginning. Today, my life looks nothing like what I imagined at 16. There's no NBA contract, no gaming trophies. Instead, I've found something better, purpose. That I talk to kids in schools, sharing my story so they don't make the same mistakes I did. I help people see that their worth isn't tied to their achievements or their failures. And for the first time in my life, I feel truly happy. Here's what I want you to understand. The pressure you're feeling right now, the depression, the fear of failure, it's not forever. Your life isn't a race to some magical finish line at 18 or 20. It's a journey, and every step, every setback, every disappointment is part of that journey. That I still go to that basketball court where I used to train. Not to chase NBA dreams, but to remind myself of how far I've come. Because sometimes, not getting what you want leads you exactly where you need to be. If you're 15, 16, 17, or 18 right now, I want you to know this. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. And you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Life is messy. It's unpredictable. But that's what makes it beautiful. So take your time. Explore. Learn. And remember, every stage of life leads to the next, and the best is yet to come. To everyone who's ever doubted you, or to the voice in your head that says you're not enough, let me leave you with this. You are more than your failures. You are more than your mistakes. And you are more than your achievements. You are a work in progress, and that's a beautiful thing. That if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're struggling, know that you're not alone. Let's figure this out together.